here we go. We're in the Eastern Sierra, East Sacramento in the Sierra foothills. We just went through Roseville. We're on the eastern outskirts of Roseville now. And I didn't bother recording the drive through the central Sacramento freeway areas, so I didn't see any point in that. Anyway, you can see the Sierra foothills straight ahead, and we're going to go to Truckee, which is about a little over 2 hours from here, and then we'll drive along the east shore of Tahoe, and then come back on Highway 50. We're eastbound on Interstate 80 now. And anyway, nice day, typical, late July day, hot and clear. So traffic's not too bad. It's a little after 10 o'clock. Rush hour's over. So this is Loomis here. So we'll have rolling foothills for about 15 miles, and we'll start to climb into the Sierras pretty quickly. There's a red Tesla up ahead, a Tesla Model S, which is sold very well in Davis. A lot of physicians, for some reason, have purchased Tesla Model S electric battery-powered cars in Davis. In a few miles, we'll be in an area that had pretty intense gold rush era activity. The American River, one fork of the American River came down through here, but yeah, pretty intense gold mining. A lot of quartz up around Auburn, which is just a few miles ahead. And quartz is known to oftentimes have gold nuggets embedded in it. I don't know anything about the geology of quartz and gold, but I do know that oftentimes where there's quartz, there's gold. And I've seen quartz boulders in the Auburn area that are maybe 8 or 10 feet in diameter, just massive boulders just sitting up on the ground. Hopefully the mic works out today. I had a problem with a loose mic connection yesterday, so about half the video I shot yesterday didn't have any sound in it, which isn't necessarily all that bad, but I do think it sometimes helps to have a little bit of narration, kind of orient people to what they're seeing in the video. We're still within commuting distance of Sacramento. There are a lot of people who live in these hills around Rockland and Auburn who commute all the way to downtown Sacramento. day for a drive to Tahoe. Should be nice up there. It's going to be mid 90s in Sacramento. Should be low 80s at Tahoe. Kind of refreshing. We're probably about 500 foot elevation now. We're about halfway up the grade to Auburn, which is about 900 to 1,000 foot elevation. Well, here we go, 1,000 foot exactly. Auburn was one of the centers of commercial centers during the gold rush. The downtown area in Auburn has a lot of buildings from the 1850s, 60s, 70s. It's 10:15 right now. We're probably 75 miles from Truckee, so we should be in Truckee around 11:30, 11:45, depending on how many stops we make. Highway 49 goes up to Grass Valley in Nevada City, and north of Nevada City there's a large area called Malakoff Diggins, and they had huge hydraulic mining operations. They eroded whole hillsides away with these massive nozzles that would spray water, I think a couple of 100 feet, with enormous pressure, and it would just erode the hillside, and the hillside would wash down into kind of a long sluice, and they would separate the gold from everything else. But it looks sort of like a moonscape in some areas. It hasn't really been restored. Sort of like strip mining for coal before mining companies were required to restore the environment after the strip mining. There's a load of prefabricated wall sections, and I managed the construction of a 120 unit apartment complex called Adobe Apartments in Davis 20 years ago. And it was kind of interesting. The framer, HPC Construction, Dan Spence, prefabricated almost all the walls, and he would just bring them to the job site in a flatbed truck and crane them into place. And he was able to frame 15,000 square foot 8-unit buildings with all the firewall construction, all the inspections, all of that in, I think, just a little over 2 weeks, certainly less than 3 weeks. Pretty remarkable. These were massive 12, 14,000 square foot buildings that he was framing in less than 3 weeks, including all the sheetrock fire rated construction. So really sped up the construction schedule quite a bit. So we'll be transitioning from the Sierra foothills into the Sierra Nevada mountains here in the next 10 or 15 minutes. We're probably at about 1,500 foot elevation. It's kind of arbitrary, but I think once we get up about 3,000 to 3,500 feet, say just this side of Baxter, which is 4,000 feet, I think things start to look like more of a mountainous environment. Doesn't look like a foothill area any longer. Certainly not much traffic. You know, this was an impulse trip, but I thought Wednesday should be pretty light. Sometimes it's bumper-to-bumper traffic on the highways to and from Tahoe on the weekend. A lot of Northern California people come up for the weekend, but you know, it's a world-class destination. People travel from all over the world to California, and one of the things they want to do is go up to Tahoe and see Lake Tahoe. It really is just a remarkably beautiful alpine lake. Boy, the air smells good. Feels good. Clean mountain air. We're passing through the Applegate area now. Colfax. some reason, a lot of the restaurants, small motels, whatever, along 80 are not surviving. I don't know why. The economy's good. You know, there are no issues with, you know, heavy road construction on 80, whatever. But and a lot of, especially older motels and restaurants, a lot of them are that have been in business for quite a while are closing. Well, I'm glad I decided to go ahead and make this drive. We're at 2,000 foot elevation now. Beautiful day. Air feels just wonderful. It's clean alpine air. The scent of pine trees. It's nice. Well, it doesn't look like there are any fires between here and Truckee. And the sky's blue. I don't see any signs of smoke. I don't know where all the fires